What's up, guys? So that group was actually South Korean, and apparently John Hammond from Jurassic Park was actually saying Grant from what I've read. I'm not sure how true that is, but I'm gonna have to put up that disclaimer just in case anyone tries to call me out on it, because I know how the internet is. So I turned off my air conditioner, but it's actually raining outside. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. I'm not sure how strong my microphone is, but I apologize if you do. So this video, as you can tell from my intro and my title, I don't even know why I'm repeating this, but is about the things I don't like about living in Japan. Last week I did a video, hopefully you watched it, about the things I do like about living in Japan. So I'm gonna jump right into it. So number 1. Buying clothes. The thing is, I'm average height, but even by American standards, I'm a big dude. So in Japan, I'm pretty much a monster. No matter where I go, I have to buy the biggest size that they have or else it won't fit me. Pretty much the only place I've actually been able to shop for clothes successfully is Uniqlo. Even at foreign stores like Gap, I have trouble finding my size. The average waist size for a male in Japan is right around 32 inches, while the average waist size for a man in America is 39 inches. So obviously that's a big difference. And a big reason for this is because in Japan, they have a very strong stance on health and fitness. They even go as far as, I believe over the age of 40, men and women have to maintain a certain BMI and waist size or else they have a tax. Not a direct tax, but a company tax for the company that they work at. So obviously this can also cause them problems whenever they're trying to find a job. But that comes with the territory. I'm an American and I live in Japan. Now, rush hour. Now this, and specifically I'm talking about on the trains because I don't drive, but you know, this is, you know, the consequence of convenience and the fact that, you know, especially in Tokyo, I mean, Tokyo subways are notorious for being crowded. It's not something that can really be controlled, and who am I to complain about, you know, about something I only get to experience because I live in Japan. So it's less of a complaint about Japan as it is of just something that would bother me anywhere I live in the world.
Republic, Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador too.
But I mean, rush hour is a global phenomenon, so it's not something to be surprised about, but it is a fact.
She had a glass of beer and like a bowl of french fries and chicken and...
Now, staring. Now, this isn't necessarily an issue specific to Japan. It's very common in Asia. I haven't been to Europe, but I imagine it wouldn't be. Whenever you're somebody that obviously is not a native to that area, people are going to be curious. In my experience, you know, I think it was most notable in Japan and China. People just stare at you if you are a foreigner. And I know it's a matter of curiosity, and I'm prone to staring at people as well, but it really just keys off my anxiety. I cannot stand people staring at me, and it's just a matter of fact living in Japan, but that has to be listed with the things that drive me crazy sometimes about living in Japan. Now, I've talked in a previous video about my experiences with Japanese police. Honestly, it wasn't as big of an issue till I moved to Tokyo, as I explained in the video, but it became more so because I obviously didn't necessarily belong in the places they were seeing me, so I became much more suspicious. And I've come to realize I was kind of being paranoid and overestimating how much of that was due to, any prejudicial beliefs, but I was particularly sensitive at that time because I had just gotten out of the Navy. But a lot of it had to do with the fact that people were calling the police on me, and some of my behavior was peculiar. Because I was, hanging around, a residential neighborhood drinking, past midnight. I wasn't technically breaking any laws, but it was peculiar behavior, and I'm a peculiar person, so I can't entirely blame people for that. Now, the one situation that really did make me angry was I just arrived in downtown Tokyo, an area called Roppongi, which I've talked about a lot in my videos. And I had just walked up to buy a coffee before I went up to the place where I've DJ'd at previously. No sooner had I stopped to pull my change out to put it into the coffee machine than was I being questioned and searched. And they didn't just search me. They went entirely through my bag. They opened up my wallet, you know, and I was afraid because I had my medication in my wallet and I didn't have my prescription. I thought I was going to be arrested. And the thing is, my dealings with police when I was younger are a big cause of my anxiety that I have now. So it's pretty much the most uncomfortable situation I could be put in. And it drives me crazy that there's nothing I can really do about that, because, you know, I'm perpetually going to be the foreigner in Japan. And a necessary, you know, evil, I guess you could say, for having such a safe society is that police are going to sometimes do things that may seem unfair. But it's kind of the price I have to pay for living in Japan, as I keep saying.
Repeatedly.
Ponyboy. Dallas. Johnny.
Now the last thing, and this is just a factor for, it's a part of, you know, Japanese society. Japanese is a collectivist culture, and it is a very homogenous place. So if you're a foreigner, you can never truly become Japanese. Even if you were born and raised in Japan, you will never truly be Japanese.
日本人に見えるかもしれませんが、育ちはアメリカです。日本語は全く喋れません。僕らは確かに外見と言葉のギャップがあります。でも
And that's something you just have to contend with, you know. Whereas even in a group of Japanese friends that you've had for a long time, you'll always be the foreigner. Even if you've known them for 10 years, you will always be the foreign friend, especially in large groups of people. There are positives to this though, because that enables you to truly be your own person in Japan without having to deal with the confines and expectations of your own culture as well as Japanese culture. But it can be heartbreaking at times. But that's just a day in the life living in Japan. So I hope this video didn't shine, you know, too much of a negative light on Japan. That is not my intention. I just wanted to be honest about, you know, if you say the positives of a country, you also have to say the negatives. So that's all I want to say with this video. So as always, if you like my video, subscribe. If you like my music, buy it. And if you hate me, tell everybody. Out.